Good evening and welcome into Off the Line Racing. We are here for round three of AM1 here in China. While we wait for the cars and the drivers to apply their setups and get out on track to start the qualifying, I'll give you a quick rundown of the top 10 in the standings after the first two rounds. We currently have Josh Rose sitting in P1 with 33 points. Ricciardo follows pretty closely behind on 28 points. Then we have Cloud on 25 points, TTV Konami also on 25 points in third and fourth. Defi is in fifth with 24. Pro Ultra is in sixth with 16 points. Supply Raptor is seventh with 15. HTL Llama next with 13. Zyros after that with 12 in ninth. And then Scorenzi rounds out the top 10 in the standings at the moment with 8 points. And then on the constructors, I'll give you the top three. We have the Red Bulls with 53 points, as Aston Martin with 49, and the McLaren in third with 46, and they are the three closest constructors after the first two rounds. So, without further ado, we have cars out on the outlap. So we'll get the track map up a second. And see who's. It looks like it's going to be Cost Mindset, who's the first one to go. He's the one in front at the moment. China is one of them tracks I like to class as an all-round track. It throws a bit of everything at you. You've got your slow corners. There's a low traction corner, which is the one that Mindset has just come around now, which is turn 13. That one you can struggle for traction round, and it's got a very long straight, so it also gives a good top speed. So it gives a bit of everything. There's plenty of slow and plenty of high. We have Mindset now coming around the final corner to begin his lap, so we'll stay on with him, and as he will be the first one to put a time down and see how he gets on as he approaches turn 1, which tightens into turn 2. It's two corners. It looks like one, but it's classed as two corners. And then we go around the left-hander of turn 3, which is also another double, that turn 3 into turn 4. Coming up to turn 5 now on the right-hander into a tight hairpin of turn 6. Nice tight on the apex, a good exit. Get the power down. Got a sequence of high-speed corners here now. Got the left-hander of 7 into 8. Quick change of direction. Snap the car to the left again for a double left turn. This is a short little rundown before the main back straight with a tight left. His Mindset seems to have taken nicely. As we go round one of that low traction corner, I was saying you can struggle getting the power down out of that corner sometimes. But now we're on the rundown with the one of the longest straights on the calendar, I believe. DRS wing is open, hard braking down into second gear, tight on the apex. He's looking okay so far. I can't see any reason for him. Oh, and I apologise, Mindset. That is commentator's curse. You literally had that snap as I was saying. It looked okay, but he manages to still stick a 31-1. Zyros comes in and answers that. We're next with a 30.3 to stick at the top, and Red Devil 3 tenths behind with a 30.6. So we'll go on board. I think TTV Konami is the next one to come in and puts a 31.7 down as his banker. Let's have a look who's next. It looks like a McLaren. Llama on that. Oh no, that's Llama on an outlap. So it looks like it is going to be Edge who is going to be the next one to put a time in as he comes down to turn 14, which then there's a little turn to the right there as you see, which is classed as another corner, 15, and then the final corner of 16. He has been flashing since, yeah, he's put a 32 flat. As I say, he was flashing from 3/4 of the way down that long straight there, so I don't know if he abandoned his lap or if he just purely drained it all there. As Chris and White comes in next with a 29.8, knocks half a second off of Zyros, and Josh Rose puts a 30.1 to slip in between Zyros and Case and White there and take second currently with his banker lap. So we've got Scorenzi, who's coming to the end of his lap. Let's see what he sets as a banker. He's looking good so far. So 130.7, that sticks him up in 5th. We saw HDL Llama warming up before we looked at those guys. He's just coming round to turn 13 now. Little bit of a wobble on the back end, as I say, I would say that's probably the worst corner for traction on this track. As you're coming out of a slow corner and wanting to get the throttle fully down, ready for this straight as early as you can. As he approaches the hairpin, keeps it fairly tight to the apex. Look like a slight wobble out the final corner there. See what he does. He puts a 130.6. That puts him in 4th. There's half a second behind his teammate Josh Rose, who's in 2nd. That's who's, as I mentioned a second ago, our current championship leader, with leading by 5 points over Ricciardo with 33 points after the first 2 rounds. I think we've got Renzi coming round now. Going down to the final hairpin. I think he's not going for his lap. Oh no, he has got a lap. He was on his in lap. Ignore me. So the next person will be Cloud. And Cloud puts it straight on pole with his banker lap with a 29.6. So the times are starting to come down now in the 29s. I would expect by the end of the qualifying, with track improvement and the pace on these guys, that we would go into the 28s possibly, or the very low 29s at the least. So Llama is on his in lap, so we've got a couple of cars coming around for the second out lap. Wait for those guys. Yeah, the China, it's got 16 corners. 9 of them are right-handers, 7 left. There's 2 DRS zones, one down that really long main straight, and then the other one is down the start-finish straight. It's got, like I say, with the turns 1 and 2, it's sort of one corner that blends into 2, and the same with 3 and 4. Is you're already turning left for 3, and then you open up for open up for 4. So it's sort of, it looks like 2 corners really, 2 tight corners. What like turn 1 tightens and then it opens back up, but it's actually classed as 4. So. I'm just mentioning that because I knew that they classed 1 and 2 because it's a light right-hander, but I didn't realise 3 and 4 were a double. But saying as Beyond Gamers coming up to it now, so you got this left-hander, this one's 3, and then as it opens up here, that's 4. So I didn't realise that was 4. Yeah, forgive my little quiet moments a minute. It's just why everybody's just finished their bankers and currently doing their outlaps. We'll just stay on board with Beyond Gamer and let him finish his current lap, as he's coming down, just gone past the detection zone for the DRS, where the detection zone would be in race. They have shortened this DRS as well. I was sure it used to be a little bit longer. It's pretty much starts just before halfway down now, where I'm sure it used to be about 3/4 of it. Like, DRS is so powerful. I'm not complaining at them doing that, but yeah, as we all know, the DRS on this game, and just the DRS with this generation of car, is so strong. As Beyond didn't look to improve there, or if he did, I didn't notice it much. I don't think he changed position. He is flashing, so that he was on a lap. Still got a Ricciardo to put a lap in. He's sitting comfortable in the pit so far. He's by the looks of it, he's wanting to just go for the one run at the end. Hey Beyond, yeah, that was fun earlier on, yeah. Just seen your comment in the chat. Bit of fun in some opens earlier on. We've got Case and White. He's on a lap, his second run, so we'll see if he manages to improve. Oh, he's close, but he's 3/10 off of his first lap. It's not. It's close, but not close enough. It's definitely not an improvement. So unfortunately, he's got plenty of time to get himself back in, and for a final run nose, we'll go on board with our championship leader, who's currently sitting third with a 30.1, who looks to be coming to the end of his second hot lap. As he flings it into the final corner, goes wide. Only a slight improvement anyway, but it's quite easy to run wide out of that final corner. It is. You go in with so much speed, and it's quite a tight corner that if the tyres aren't quite wanting to give you the grip you're demanding, it is easy to fling over wide, as Josh Rose did there. We're currently pole with the 29.6. Let's have a look who's next to come round on an outlap. I think is that a Ferrari, a Happy Man? He's going into the pit. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I think there's a little bit of a lag spike there with Kaysen, who looked like he went round the final corner, and then he was in the pit, then he was off track on the final corner, and then he was in the pit again. Game couldn't quite decide where he was. As Zyros has just come with a 30 with 0.016, which just pushed Josh Rose down into fourth. We've got Red Devil coming round to the main straight now out of the low traction corner of turn 13. He's flashing already, so I don't know if I've missed his hot lap there, or whether he's got the wing open. Yeah, we'll have a look at supply. He's definitely not on that. Yeah, it looks like Supply is, as he is flinging it into turn 8 there, into turn 9. Second left-hander of turn 10. Yes, so far we've got 2 people with in the 29s. Still with everybody, I'd imagine, to make their way out the pit any second and make their final run. So, but there's what is that? Half a second from 8th to 3rd currently in the 30s, with 130 flat almost from Zyros, and then a 130.449 with HDL Llama. So we'll go on board with Beyond Gamer, as he's the only one who doesn't have pit or outlet next to his name. He's approaching turn 6. Very demanding corner, this left corner. You on the power, trying to maintain the speed as you're going around, and then the needing to have the sudden change of direction on the car. It's quite easy to unsettle the car. As we come into the tight left of turn 11, then onto the tight right of 12, which this is also another double hander as 12 turns into 13 as it opens up. Just my way. Oh, unfortunately, Ricciardo is having wheel issues. That is why he hasn't managed to get a lap down. EV, I don't think I have you as a friend. Have you added me as a friend yet? Oh, I can't accept friends while we're in session, can I? Because you didn't already have me added, EV, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to be able to get you in for the qualifying. But you're more than happy to join on the lobby reset. It was just that you'll have to start from the back of the grid. So, yeah, try by all means. But we'll if we can get you. I mean, there's only 30 seconds left, so I don't think you're going to get a lap anyway. But we can definitely get you in on the lobby reset. You just have to start from the back, unfortunately. You will start in place of Ricciardo in 15th. Let's refresh this. There he is. There's your invite. As we are now finishing qualifying, it stays, TF Cloud stays with 29 points, the 29.6 that he had. Let's have a look where Kason White is, as he is close to his man on the board. He's just about to start the back straight. Looks like we have an Aston Martin coming to the end of his lap. That's Nick Arrow. He's coming up to the final corner now, so stay on board with him and see what he does. He looks like he could be improving. It is an improvement. Another one is the 29s. It's 29.9. That puts him 3rd. So we'll go back on board with Kason White as he's coming around the final. Josh Rose has just gone 2nd with a 29.8. Kason White stays with a 29.833. So very tight between the 2nd and 3rd there. Not Zyros is on his way down the final corner, final straight. He currently sitting in 5th with a 30-0 to see if... Oh, and he drops it out of turns 14 in 15. That is very unfortunate. I'm not sure if he was improving, but if he was, I'm sure he won't be happy with that. Very unfortunate ending to qualifying for Zyros there. Right, so bear with me a second, guys, while I just get these stand-ins for the lobby reset. We want to make sure that we stick everybody in their rightful positions. So yeah, as I was saying, EV, unfortunately we're not obviously getting in time to do a lap. You will start from the back of the current grid, but it's good that you are able to make it, as I believe you said you were having internet issues, weren't you? So at least you managed to make it in the end. That's the main thing. As we're just waiting for the guys now to start this race. They will retire hopefully pretty swiftly, so we can get back into the lobby, set the grid, so how qualifying ended there, and have the lobby reset and get the actual race underway. The weather does stay on dynamic, so there is still that uncertainty of what the weather's going to be in the race, but as you can see, if this was to be the race, there is glorious sunshine, so I imagine a lot of the drivers will be hoping it stays that way. As we just see all the carnage. Okay, sorry, I've got a bit of a chest infection going on at the minute, so ignore the cough. But yeah, as you see all the carnage there off the line as everybody retires. So yeah, anyone in chat, if you remember the qualifying grid off the top of your head, what's your predictions? Or even better still, with the weather being dynamic, and China is known that it can be quite common for a bit of dampness at least. What's people's weather predictions? Do you think we're going to have a dry one, or do you think we're going to see a bit of the wet stuff? I'm looking forward to this one. China's one of my personal... I don't know whether to call it a favourite, but it's definitely a track I enjoy racing on. I enjoy driving. I like the technicality of it. I know quite a few people that I've spoken to aren't very fond of it, but me personally, I enjoy this track. Mind blank moment there. So you have to bear with me a moment, guys. We'll be a little bit quieter while I just concentrate a second and sort this grid out. So Ricciardo is just saying to me that he may have sorted his wheels, so we'll just give him a little minute to see whether he's certain of that and get himself back in the lobby. So grab yourself a drink quickly, run to it, whatever you want to do. Or we just wait a minute for him to let me know, and then we'll get this race underway. Shouldn't be too long, should just be a minute or so while he sorts himself out. Ricky has managed to get himself in. Let's just check the grid with him getting in. As EV, Ricky didn't set a time, nor did EV, so Ricky was here before EV. I think that should be alright the way it is, because Ricky didn't get a lap in, did he? And nor did EV, so both of them at the back. He wasn't in quali, put me last. Right, so Ricciardo. Right, so Ricciardo's last. So yeah, I think that's right then. Sorry about the confusion there. It's just where we get Ricciardo back in, and then we had the late joiner. Just making sure that those two are. Ricky said him that. Yeah, we're good then. Let's get this show on the road. Just wait for the countdown to happen. We'll get in. Everybody will have a minute or two to reapply their setups, sort their strategies out, and then we can get underway for round 3 here in China for our Americans here. So everybody's been given a couple of minutes before readying up. So it looks like similar conditions to how the race was going to start in the original one that everybody retired from. There I can see the sun is shining and there doesn't look to be much cloud in the sky. So far it looks like we are set for a dry one, which I'm quite happy with. I mean, the wet there's nothing wrong with the wet. I'm alright in the wet myself on this track. I think it's one of those tracks that even in the wet you can still it still advertises, it's quite a long lap and long straight, tight corners. It still advertises a fair bit of racing, but in the dry, it, with that long straight, the DRS being so powerful and that, I would expect to see plenty of overtakes today. So looking forward to this one, and as I said before, it's one of my personal top tracks for enjoyment. I wouldn't say strongest tracks to drive. It might be, but I'd have to put that to the test. But yeah, for enjoyment, it's definitely one of my top tracks. So hopefully it lives up to my expectation for the enjoyment, as well as everybody else. I need to get a muffler on my mic. When I laugh, I've noticed you can hear the wind or anything like that. So. Right, I believe the drivers now will be finishing off with their setups and strategies and getting themselves prepared to get underway. I believe they've been given the go-ahead. There we go, we can hear the beep, the countdown has begun. So without further ado, let's get underway with the race. As we have 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are off the line and we are racing as TF10 Cloud appears to have got a good launch there. Josh Rose was slotted in behind. Straight away, the front two have managed to single themselves out. They weren't side by side on their way in, as we've got Llama losing a position to Supply Raptor on the way through turns 1 and 2. Edge also dropping down by the looks of it. As we go back up to the front, TF Cloud has definitely got a good getaway. He's already managed to pull a slight gap on Josh Rose. He's trying to, as I say, the DRS is so strong as we've got a yellow flag here in sector 2. I think that was, no, it was HTL Llama. Looks like he's had a moment. He's dropped back off the pack. As we've got Scorenzi and Konami swapping positions. Scorenzi's missing his right end plate, so definitely some kind of contact made with the cars at the back here. The right of Scorenzi's wings not looking too friendly. Ricciardo has got himself up 2 positions off the start. As we go back to TF10 Cloud at the front, as I was saying, he's putting his foot down. He was up to a second there, but Josh Rose seems to have the straight line speed, or he's burning that battery as he closed a couple of attempts off down the straight there into turn 14. As now we're coming up to turn 16. Cloud has gone back up to that 1 second. He is really trying to go for it, as he knows the DRS is it will be activated on this lap. So he needs to try and pull as much as a gap as he can, because with both being long straights, the DRS, the second helping, it's almost I wouldn't say impossible, but it's definitely very, very difficult to defend, as Scorenzi is unfortunately retired in the pits by the looks of it, and he's just left the session. So I believe after that wing damage, he wasn't prepared to see whether he could make a comeback, as we're only on lap 2 in this race. But Cloud is still breaking away. We've got Josh Rose is 1.3 behind him. Nick Arrow is falling out of DRS. He's just behind the 1 second. I think they're on the detection zone of Josh Rose, so he's going to struggle to defend off of Case and White here down this straight. As Case and White is only half a second behind. To see if Nick Arrow opens his wing. No, he doesn't open his wing, so he did just miss out on the DRS there, so that should make him easy picking. I was going to say easy pickings, but it looks like he's got the straight line speed there. Either he was burning or he's just got a bullet of a setup, as the DRS on the car behind didn't seem to make that much of an impact on him that time round. Nick Arrow is now right up behind Josh Rose, who's a second and a half still away from TF10 Cloud, so he's going to struggle without that DRS. It's still early doors yet, but the slow corners on this track, luckily for the drivers, there's a few tight hairpins and that sort of. There is opportunity to regain some battery back if you need to deploy it, a fair chunk of it, to defend or overtake. Seems to have stuck around a second and a half at the moment between Josh Road and Cloud. Nick Arrow is still closely behind. He's going to look to make easy pickings of the McLaren as the DRS can be opened down this straight. So we'll just stay on board with Josh Rose and see how he goes here for defending. As I was saying before, it looked like Nick Arrow had a bullet of a setup in a straight. As he's closing, he pulls out, he's making the overtake. The Haas makes an overtake at the same time in the background. He is definitely more than a car length ahead and able to tuck back in before they approach turn 14. So the McLaren now, he'll look to recharge some of that battery that he used to defend now while he's in the slipstream and DRS of Nick Arrow. And with Nick Arrow's setup looking so straight, setup looking so quick in the straights, could be in a bit of a advantage to Josh Rose if he just sits and tucks in behind and they start gaining on Cloud in front. But Cloud and Arrow are teammates, so Arrow could play the teammate game here. He'll defend hard, try as much as he can, as he would anyway, but you know, just try that extra little bit more to keep Josh Rose and the other cars behind him to allow his teammate to pull away. Just have a little look down the grid a little bit further, as we've got Josh Rose, as was just mentioned, in Zyros and Case and White, all real close proximity of each other. Supply Raptors just tickling with the edge of that 1 second. We've got the McLaren pulling out. Josh Rose goes past Nick Arrow. Gets the move done way before, just like Nick Arrow did, way before they need to hit the braking zone. And the Haas goes slightly wide there as it comes around the final corner. The nice little pack here. Front, there's 4 or 5 cars just sitting close in the DRS here. Like I say, Supply was hanging on. He seems to have dropped back a little bit more, so that not getting that DRS is, like as I was keep mentioning, it's so powerful. And with the straight, it's so powerful with the straight being so long on this track. And not only that, there's 2 of them. Further down, EV, who was our late joiner, it seemed to. He's not had the best of starts, but he's hanging in there at the end. There's plenty of time to bring it back yet, so don't count him out for anything just yet. Please bear with me as my voice has started coming through the game. My party, it does this. It did this last time. I start the race and it kicks me out the party. It's weird. Xbox, don't ask. Anyway, back to the race. As HDL Llama and Ricciardo are fighting here, battling side by side, as we're going round turn 12 and 13 for the final straight. They are still side by side all the way around that corner. Still side by side. They are battling hard here. Both wanting the position. Both seem to have similar pace on coming out of down the straight. The McLaren has the inside line, so he manages to get the upper hand in turn 14 and 15. Ricciardo slots in behind. You got a happy man in the Ferrari, just watching it all go on. You can see all this going on in front of him. He's just hanging in there. He can wait patiently. There's 4 or 5 cars here. Let's say we're on lap 6 of 28. Strong DRS. We'll go back to the front as the gap for second to first has increased now. We've moved away from that 2.5. We've now dropped 2 seconds. As Josh Rose is obviously defending the leader's teammate, Nick Arrow. So that is, as much as it is nice racing to see, that is costing Josh for any chance that he was thinking of possibly trying to catch back up to Cloud in this first stint. Zyros is still one of those cars that he's just sitting in there. He's just patiently waiting, watching what's unfolding in front of him. He's been hanging there for the last couple of laps, and Case and White also the same. Supply Raptor now is 3 seconds behind, so without that DRS car, it seems like cars are really, as you would expect, but even more than I expected. It's really struggling to hold any sort of like gain or anything through the sectors where where there isn't DRS. They're just constantly losing time. As we'll take a little look, just trying to look at Nick Arrow. With Nick Arrow, who's now up in second. Josh Rose has dropped to 4th. So we'll just stay on board with these, as that gap, as I said, was 2 seconds, but it's now gone back to the 1.5 seconds, as we've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Safety, and that's a safety car. That looks to be the Haas of EV9714, so not sure what's happened there. He looks like it's quite easily done on the curb on the exit of turn 16, the final corner. It looks like he might have dropped it, and that's where the spot of his car was before it disappeared anyway. The safety car is out waiting now. We're on lap 7, so I was just about to say I was going to look at the tyres. So I'm just going to have a little flick on, flick off. So there's only 2 people that started on the mediums, who I would imagine would be the ones looking to stop now. Everyone else, they started on the hards, so they have decided, we've got something going on the pit entry there. Severe between Zyros and Nick Arrow. That didn't look too friendly, as we've had a couple of penalties come up from that. Don't know what happened there. I only caught the back end of that, but it didn't look the nicest of pit entries, as we've got the hard runners going for the mediums, as I thought they would. But the mediums, surely this track, they're gonna struggle going to the end. It's got to be a 2-stop now, I'd imagine, but I might be wrong. Don't quote me. The hard runners, I'd imagine 20 laps they should be able to, but the mediums, I think, will be a push. They might be able to do it, but I'd expect them to be very close to punch range. But like I say, yeah, very close to punch range and screaming to hold on for any sort of grip. So I'm not too sure if we would see the medium runners again, but I haven't, even though this is one of my top tracks, I haven't raced a long race like this on China for a while, so I can't confidently comment on, it's all guesswork, on the strategies or how long tyres last or anything. It's all guesswork for me. It's just from what I think I can remember when I did last race here. As we have EV saying in the Discord chat, he did a signs, so it definitely sounds like he dropped it, which is unfortunate. He made it in late. You know, he had internet problems. He managed to sort that out. Still it showed up, so we appreciate that. But unfortunate race for you there, Evie. This is safety. Car is going to stay out. We're going to go another lap round. Nick Arrow, 10-second penalty ignored. What is... Don't know who that was. I saw somebody go zooming past. Yeah. I didn't see who that was. Obviously it was one of these in the pit, but which one? I didn't see. As a Supply Raptor takes the lead now behind the safety car. As I would expect, depending on how quick the guys behind catch up, I would expect this to be the safety car to come in at the end of this lap. So we've got Supply Raptor who will lead us away as it stands when the safety car does go in, with Case and White following behind him. Everybody stopped other than Ricciardo. He's on 7-lap hards, so he, like as I was saying, I don't think the mediums will last. He must be thinking the same thing, and he's gonna hold out on the hards, and where these medium runners might have to make another stop if he holds out here. Yeah, I just want to have a look at these penalties. 20 seconds for Nick Arrow, so that is from whatever happened there in the pit lane. So I'm sure we will find out when everybody has a chat afterwards, as they usually do. Everybody convenes in the Discord and discusses what went on during the race, as we all do. But quickly have a look at the position changes. Biggest losers are them lot that stopped in the pit. You got Josh Rose, Nick Arrow and Zyro's all lost 8 positions, and the biggest gainers are Happy Man and Beyond Gamer, who have gained 7 positions. As the safety car is going to go another lap, as there are still a couple of cars to catch up to the pack yet. As Josh Rose retires. Don't know if that was for damage or what there. I don't know what's going on there. As we've got cars in the pit again. We've got wings being changed. Something has really gone on in the pits here. The only comment I can say on that is we'll leave that one for the steward's room. I guess, as that's if anything gets reported, that's where they'll find out what happened, because say we caught the back end of it on the first time round, and then the second time round I didn't quite catch what the car was that went shooting by, so I can't pass any comment on exactly what happened there with those guys. That's our championship leader that unfortunately out of this race, so Very, very unfortunate for him, as he's had a good start to the season so far. The Supply Raptor now behind Case and White for the restart, as we're still waiting for one car to catch up, which is Nick Arrow in the Aston Martin. He's still on his way catching up to the pack from the pits, stopping for I think he was one of the ones that had his wing done. But we have the call of safety car in as everybody slows down and allows the safety car to pull away and get into the pit lane, and they finish off warming up their tyres, and then Case and White is going to take us away once he gets the go ahead, and he's ready to drop the hammer. And let's wait for them to allow the safety car in, which the safety car looks to be in the pit now, and we get this race back started, I hear, on lap 10 of 28 in China. Looks like he's going to leave it late, as he's gone round the final corner. As we get back underway now, as he's Supply Raptor is right on his tail. He wasn't getting caught off by that. Supply Raptor is on the same wavelength. As we come round turn 2 into 3 and 4, round 3, now 4, as they straighten up for the small kink of turn 5 to the right, and then heavy braking down into turn 6. First of 2 hairpins on this track, but I mean turn 1 and 2 are close to it, but it's more of an S shape. It's got 2 hairpins. As Case and White is still in the lead from Supply Raptor, right behind him on his tail. As Nick Arrow has jumped up a few positions straight away, as he was the one that was catching up right at the end of that safety car. He's already got past 4 cars of Edge, TTV Konami, Ricciardo, Cloud, his teammate, and now Beyond Gamer. So Nick Arrow is got rid of them, I think one of them penalties, and making moves. Yeah, he did get rid of one of those penalties. He's currently on 10. He's making moves since this safety car got back underway. We'll go back to our leaders. Supply Raptors still following closely behind Case and White as they come round past the start finish line, as DRS gets re-enabled now. I love turn 1 personally here. You just fly into it, just let the car roll round. Maybe a little blip of the throttles sometimes, just to get a little bit of help on the rotation, and then slight touch of the brakes into turns 2, ready for the left turn of 3. Yeah, I do like turn 1 here. This Case and White is pulled a little bit of a gap on Supply Raptor. We've got Ricciardo and Edge look to be battling out of the hairpin of turn 6 then. As they come around the double left-hander of turn 9 and 10. As we approach turn 11, just past the DRS detection, into 12. Open up for turn 13. I work by turn numbers, not names, so please forgive me. If you know the names, let me know, because you know, because like I say, I don't go by names, so a lot of the corner names, unless it's one of the famous ones, I don't really know. As we see Edge making a move on Ricciardo now down the straight with that DRS. Gets the move done before the braking zone around the hairpin, but now Ricciardo is going to have the DRS back on him down the start finish straight, as Happy Man picks up a 3-second time penalty. As there goes the wing of Ricciardo. Not too much of a gain down there. It is a lot shorter, but so it is harder to gain as much from the DRS down that start straight. It all depends on your exit from that final corner, really. the better exit you get, the run out of it, the more chance you've got of getting the run down on the car in front with the DRS open. Go back to the leaders. Is Case and White. Red Devils now second. Supply Raptors dropped back a little bit. We missed that a little. Missed that happening with the battle with Ricciardo. Is now Supply Raptors also losing in the position to Mindset. He's dropped right back. I don't know if he's picked up damage, but he seems to be really struggling since this safety car restart. Has he got damage? It doesn't look like it. End plates are still there. I think he's just really struggling to fire these mediums. Like, I don't know. He was up there, and he's lost a few positions. I don't know if he had a moment with anybody, or if that's just purely down to him struggling, but he's definitely not ideal situation. What happened there is Nick Arrow is now up it fighting in for third with Zyros, as they were side by side coming to the final corner, but he thinks better, backs out, waits. To come down the start finish straight now to begin lap 14. 14 laps to go. We are at the halfway point of round 3 here. So Zyros is now in front of Arrow. As I say, Arrow, he was at the back of the very back of everybody, the current runners. Happy Man has retired in hits, I think, because he was one of them runners, and he did pick up the thing. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Happy Man. Don't know what's gone on there. Don't know if he's decided to call it a day with his penalties, if he was struggling or what. As I was saying, Nick Arrow, he was at the very back at the beginning of this safety car, down where Happy Man was. It was 13th, I think, and he's now up in fighting for third, so making moves since the safety car restart, but he is carrying that 10-second time penalty still. Red Devil is now in front of Case and White, so Red Devil is making moves on these hard mediums. It look like hard, so on these mediums he seems to have fired them up since the safety start, and he's got himself a few positions, and he's now finding himself in the lead of this race as we come to the end of our halfway point lap, and we come into lap 15. He's got not Zyros right behind him with the wing open. I think Zyros is going to look to make a move into turn 1. He does make a move into turn 1 on the inside. You can just fling it in. The Aston Martin's going to look to have a go as well. As this, I think there was slight contact. I don't know if that's just the game, as I know sometimes when the cars bottom out, it can bring debris up like that. So, but they were definitely close to wheel banging at least or something. They're still side by side. The Aston Martin's trying to get the move done on the inside now of turn 6 on the hairpin. Does he get a better exit? He does get a better exit. He's still not quite for Andy. He is now finally in front. Wasn't an easy move for Arrow to make up there on Red Devil. Red Devil put up as much of a fight as he could. Great battling, great racing there from these two. Really enjoyed that. Then it was quite a long time they were side by side. A couple of corners. Zyros is now the one that finds himself in the lead of this race, with Arrow now on the hunt. Inside that DRS, so he is going to close that gap down this straight. So Zyros is going to have to burn some of that battery, or he might not. He might think not just yet, and wait for Arrow to get a little bit closer and use it, and then use it, because and then go to use it, as it is very easy to burn a lot of your battery off down the straight here, with it being so long and yeah, you can burn it off quite quickly, but if you play your cards right, there are plenty of slow corners to regain that battery. As he's not Zyros, as they come into turns 1 and 2, he's bordering that 1 second with Arrow. Red Devil is clinging on, as we've got cars side by side, almost 3 wide on the exit there between these Case and White, Mindset and Red Devil. 2 Alpines. The Williams finds himself in an Alpine sandwich, as now the Aston Martin of TF Cloud looks on the inside. Oh, bit too much curb there. has to come off the throttle and hold on his move, as he looked like he might have got it done, but we'll never know there. It looked like he had the better run if he didn't have that little snap on the curb. But Mindset manages to keep that 5th position. As I was just saying, as that was beginning, you've got the Williams of Case and White here in an Alpine sandwich with Red Devil and Cost Mindset. So yeah, we still have a lot of people in the DRS range of the car in front. Ricciardo appears, I don't know if he's having wheel issues, as he was obviously reporting wheel issues at the start, or if he is just struggling on this track. As Ricky, shoot me if I'm wrong, but I believe Ricky's has said before that China's not one that he enjoys very much. We'll put it that way, and I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, setup thing, but he definitely was having wheel issues. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's down to that, because I'm quite surprised to see Ricciardo struggling, and as far back as he is, unless he's had a moment that we've missed as we were watching the front battle. But we'll get back to this front battle with Nick Arrow right behind Zyro. Still only on 10 seconds. Have a sneaky little look again. Yep, so currently only 3 people with penalties. Not Zyro's in first with 3 seconds. Nick Arrow in second has got that 10-second penalty. And Supply Raptor down in 5th is our final person with a 3-second time penalty. So people keeping it within the limits pretty well so far. Here on lap 17, there's only 3 people with penalties. As we saw, Nick picked that penalty up in the pits, but we didn't fully see what happened there, so we don't know whether that was down to his own mistake or somebody else's. It'd be unfortunate if he picks up any more on that, as he's on the mediums, and I think these mediums guys are going to have to stop again. So he is going to lose that 10 seconds when he makes that stop, if and when he makes that stop. But he's been making moves. He seems really strong on this track, so he might be okay with that if he thinks he can regain the positions, depending on what the other cars do behind him. As we see the Alpines now together, Mindset and Devil have swapped positions. I'm going to stick on with these for a second. Got a tight bunch here of Mindset, Devil, Raptor, Cloud and Case and White, all within DRS of each other. And then Llama is our person in the McLaren who has a little wobble there. It looks like he's struggling. I don't know if these mediums are just overheating, because this track is very demanding on the tyres. High speed corners, change of direction, snapping left, snapping right. It does demand a lot out of the tyres, which is why by this corner here, why I call it the low traction corner. That's my name for it, because your tyres by then are coming through sector 2. By the time you get there, your tyres are on fire. So it did look like Llama was struggling a little bit there through the middle sector. Get back to these guys in front, as Mindset is crept up and looking to make a move. I don't know. That's the Supply Raptor, sorry. I thought that was Mindset looking to make a move on Arrow. It wasn't. It was Supply in the Mercedes. As we've got a yellow flag now in Sector 3, and H2 Llama is gone in the pit. Yeah, as I say, he did look like he was struggling. He's decided he can't do this anymore. He's had enough by the looks of it. That's how that appears. So another unfortunate DNF. We've got five people who have unfortunately not going to make it to the end of this race, all for different reasons. No major incident that they were involved in, all separate reasons. But very unfortunate, is nobody wants to, nobody comes to DNF, do they? So yeah, it's very unfortunate for all of them. We've got Edge looking at beyond there. I'm just going to go back to Mindset because he's very, very close to Arrow. But then Arrow's very close to Zyro. He's looking down the side of Zyro into turn 14. Does he get the move done? Looks like Zyro got the better exit, being on the outside, manages to stay ahead. Nick Arrow is definitely trying to make the move now and get that done and get ahead. As Mindset's trying to is also looking to capitalize on it and follow him through. Red Devil has dropped away from his teammate. He's now got TF Cloud and Supply Raptor in between them. But they're all still within DRS of each other, so you know they are going to keep exchanging positions. As I apologise for that spectator menu. They are going to exchange positions quite a lot with how strong the DRS is here, how close they are together. They're all very, very, quick racers, and they all want that position, so nobody's just gonna let it slip away for no reason. But I am expecting a lot of these guys to stop again. Maybe for softs. Could they drag the mediums out? I mean, does it? They do. They don't. Nobody looks to be struggling massively yet, so the mediums might drag out. So that comes back. Ricciardo didn't stop, did he? So that could be why he has that gap. Might not be that he's struggling so much. Just remembered. But it could be. Because he didn't stop under the safety car. Well, the first one anyway. Oh my god, wrong one. Apologies. Tires. 18. He's done 18. Yeah. So he's going to take them. Ricciardo is on the oldest tires. We 5 hard runners, Ricciardo being one of them, Beyond Gamer in 10th. Them ones at the back are all hard runners. We've got Supply and Mindset. Mindset is dropped. Something's gone on. He's gone off track. I look like a reset. Something went on there as Mindset's now dropped there and lost them position, so that puts Supply Raptor into the podium position. So that's our 3. The 3 with the penalties are our 3 current podiums, but so that is set to change. We've got coming to the end of lap 21 here, out of 28. Well, this race has gone. I've gone 21 already. For me, it's gone quick. This race. There's been overtakes here, overtakes there, action in the pit stops. China. This is why I like China. It doesn't cease to bring action. It never fails to bring action. Whether it's dry, whether it's wet. Both in the virtual racing world, like we are here, and in the real world. As Supply Raptor is defending hard off Cloud behind him, as Cloud's looking to get that position and rejoin his teammate together on track. As we're coming down to turn 6, the hairpin. Alpine takes a defensive line of Nick Arrow. Still got 5 cars, 6 cars in contention here for the win. Any one of these 6 could take the win. It is all to fight for out of this front pack. As a slight moment off of TF Cloud there. He looked to have a little wobble, but managed to keep the car under control and stop it from fully spinning out. Definitely a wobble there. And another little wobble by the looks of it round low traction corner of turn 12s and 13. as Llama Racing said, he was in so many incidents can't deal with the wing damage. So he had bad wing damage, and that's why he decided to call it a day. But thank you anyway for showing up, Llama. As I said, as I keep saying, I don't know what other word to use. It's unfortunate what happened, and as I say, nobody comes to DNF. But it happens sometimes. It's all part of racing. As TF Cloud looked like he wanted to try and get the better exit and a move done there, but the tires just weren't giving him the hard tires just weren't giving him the traction he wanted out of turns 3 and 4. There's this little wobble off of the Alpine of Red Devil. I think that was the Alpine of Red Devil who wobbled. Might have been the Williams. He did drop back, but he's caught back up. They're both blue. I just saw a blue car in the corner of my eye. There's a defensive move off of the Mercedes into turn 11. It's like not getting past me here. Not this corner. He knows that he's in DRS of the car in front, so he's got a better chance of defending the position down the straight than he did into the corner, so he had to take a defensive line there. Zyros is still in the lead. Nick Arrow hasn't taken that lead and wandered off yet. He's waiting patiently, it seems, as he made moves pretty quickly on everybody else, and then seems to have settled himself into that second position at the minute. Or, as I say, if they're not planning on stopping, because it looks like these mediums, I was wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I was wrong. The mediums have appeared to have lasted, but I'd imagine they're fairly high on their wear rate and the percentage, especially over these next few laps with the tyre temps, and I'd imagine this is where they're really going to start struggling. As Cloud Now and Supply Raptor are side by side coming out of turn 6. Supply still manages to keep that third position. He is putting on a good fight here as Cloud is now picked up a 3-second penalty, I think that is. Yes, that is a 3-second penalty. Cloud. So that's our front 4, all with penalties. 3 of them on 3. And unfortunately, Nick Arrow being the one who's set to lose the most, being on a 10-second time penalty for that little pit lane moment. As Ty Clear in the chat says penalties could be costly for a podium here, and I don't think he is wrong, as I say, the top 6. So, his Arrow got it done. He's still side by side. The Haas has got back in front. Oh, he's gone wide. He threw it in there. He's gone wide. I thought the Haas had it done there, but he's definitely exceeded the limits there to regain that position. So I would have thought he maybe would have needed to give that position back, but he's not in. There's no place to do it without it compromising him. So he's just going to keep his foot in. And Arrow's going to have to try again when the moment arises to get that position. But it looked like he almost had it done there. He was very, very, very nearly done as Ricciardo has picked up a penalty. He's definitely not having his best time today. As we've got the up there. Oh, was that contact? It looked like the Aston Martin made a little bit of a late move there, and then I saw the Mercedes, mine's going blank. I saw the Mercedes have a little bit of a wobble, so not too sure if that was from contact or it could have just been a genuine wobble. But as Case and White is now battling with Cloud, as they are side by side. Cloud manages, excuse me, to stay ahead of Case and White as they go around the final corner. But these top 6 still just a couple of tenths within each other. They are still right on the diffuser of the car in front. Is anyone, I would, well, you know, with penalty, with the way it looks with penalties, it's any one of Case and White's or Red Devils to play for here. I think, you know, as Supply Raptor, oh, can't find him, there he is, has had a moment and dropped back. Oh, he's fallen out of DRS of the car in front as well. That's gonna hurt. So now that 5 turns into 6, but Mindset is quickly catching up. He wants to get involved in this, and for these final 3 laps, he knows that if he keeps it penalty free, him and his teammate here are on looking for a good finishing position. Maybe depending on what happens, they could go even see an Alpine 1-2 here. Who knows? We will soon find out in 3 laps time, as they come into the end of 26, about to start 27, so in 2 laps time. We'll have a little look at Cloud, because he is looking like he wants to make the move on his teammate. He knows his teammate's got that 10-second penalty, but if he wants to try and get the move on Zyro, he's going to have to get past his teammate to then be able to battle with Zyro, as they're both on 3 seconds. And Nick Arrow's on the 10, but Nick Arrow doesn't look like he wants to give up that position too easy, as we're all racers here. Why would anybody? Oh, contact between the 2 Alpines. There's definitely no team orders here, they say. It's all to play for between the 2 Alpines. It's who wants it the most. They may be teammates in colours, but they're not teammates in the head, in the mind. They are definitely thinking different things here. One's thinking one, one's thinking the other. I think Cloud might have been expecting his teammate to yield it and let him go through, but as I was saying, as they were doing that, we are all racers here. Well, all of these involved are anyway, definitely. Whether all of you spectating are, you know, I'd expect you are. That's why you're watching, or you might just enjoy watching the racing. But we've got Zyro's looking to keep that first position. He is not wanting to let these Alpine. This is very close as we come into the final lap between this front 3. We've got Alpine penalty free, would have been both on the podium, but we have penalties, unfortunately, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, as contact is made again between these 2 Aston Martins. These 2 Aston Martins need to think it through before they don't finish where they are. Not necessarily end up really bad off, but if these 2 battle too much, there's 3 cars behind them who are all ready to pounce and ready to take the position if they get the opportunity. So as I was saying, with Red Devil and Case and Mindset here, this 3 here is all to play for the win with the current penalty situation in this final lap, as Arrow's 2 tenths behind. They're all literally on the diffusers of each other, this front 3, as Arrow drops a little bit back, so it looks like Zyros is going to pull a little bit of a gap to exit turn 13, which will be beneficial to him to defend the position down the straight, as they you know, penalties or not, they want to keep on. There's contact on one of the Alpines round. One of the Alpines have come round right at the end. That is, oh, and it's Arrow. That is, looked like it was just down to hard racing. It didn't look anything sinister, as someone else has dropped it on the final corner right at the end. Oh, It's all going, kicking off in the final couple of corners as Case and White takes the checkered flag after the positions for the win. It was Zyros who had it there, but wow, right in the final three corners there, we had two cars go round. Like that's how desperate, like when it comes down to that last lap, everybody wants that on-track position, and somebody bit off a little bit more than they could chew then. But wow, what a way to end the race. Like, did not see that coming. It was so like, between that pack and that final stint, it was so tight knit. Like, did not expect to see two cars in the last three corners end up facing the wrong way. But that concludes an eventful China round 3 here in OTLR AM1. Just bear with me for 2 seconds as I am snapping up these results. So, yeah, got them. So, yeah, as it finished on the grid, we Case and White took the win. With the after penalties, TF Cloud came in second. Not Zyros dropped and ended up finishing in third position. Red Devil coming in fourth. Supply Raptor was in fifth. TTV Konami in sixth. Edge in seventh. Nick Arrow dropped back to eighth with that 10-second penalty. Cost Mindset dropped, ended up finishing in ninth. Beyond Gamer rounds out our top 10. And then going from top 10, we have Ricciardo, who finished in 11th, and then 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Oh, no. Yeah, 15th and 16th. Llama, Happy Man, Josh Rose, Evie, and Scarenzi were our guys who DNF'd. Unfortunate, as I keep using that word, but that's the only word I can use for it. Unfortunate events that led to them DNFing, but it happens sometimes. But what a finish to that race there between the Haas and the Alpines. Aston Martin. The Aston Martin spinning the wrong way, and then another car going round, and in the final corner we just caught the back end of the car going round. But yeah, China never ceases to amaze in a way for me. Always had good races here, and always seen good races here. So I personally like the track. But yeah, if you're interested in league racing yourself and you want to get involved in any of the action here for the American side, or even European, we do have 2 European tiers, which they race on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK currently. Pop Discord in the chat, ! Discord in the chat, and that will bring up the link to our server. Get yourself in to the server, have a little look. We require 3 time trial screenshots. I believe it's Hungary, Saudi Arabia, and Monza for your sign up. So quick, just a quick screenshot, for in-game screenshot, not RaceNet. With your sign up, and we can look to get you involved with the racing. So if you want to see more of the action, come back Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time. American time, that would normally be 2 p.m. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 p.m. But I think for this week, you've got that hour difference, so I don't know what it will be. So I apologise for that without working it out on the top of my head. Yeah, with that, this was round 3 China of our AM tier. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And we hope to see you back here for more racing here with off the line racing when our European tiers get underway for round 3 China on Wednesday. So with that, I'll give you good night. I have been the Lanky One, and see you on Wednesday.